Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Okay, here we go. A absolute gorgeous Thursday afternoon here in the North Florida area. I'm Terry Norvelle, set up live, as you know it by now. Our Thursday home, Sliders Oyster Bar, right here in Neptune Beach. We are I could probably hit a 7-iron into the ocean. We're that close, and the seafood is that close to your plate. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood. I mean, you cannot get more fresh from the dock where they bring it in from the ocean to your plate. Safe Harbor seafood featured here at Sliders Oyster Bar. If it's seafood, if you like it, they have it and they'll prepare it to your specifications. I guarantee you that. Terry Norvelle here on a Thursday. A lot of stuff to talk about. Obviously, the Masters is ongoing. Round one of the Masters. We'll track the Masters as we go. Hope to hear from Patrick Young a little bit later here, but we have a lot of other topics we'll get into. The Jaguars, I tip my hat to the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars, they are so transparent with Trevor Lawrence. He's had non-throwing shoulder surgery. The Jaguars are very forthright. Hey, they're going to put Trevor Lawrence on a pitch count. He's not going to throw a ton early right now, way away from the start of the season. And then you compare that to the absolute secrecy in Gainesville, which is starting to worry me a little bit. Obviously, DJ Lagway not throwing, will not participate Saturday in the Orange and Blue scrimmage or whatever the hell they call that. But, man, Florida is setting themselves up. They are so secretive. You would think the Gators, they're protecting the combination of Fort Knox. Total different philosophies. And I get it, NFL, college, but my goodness, even with the college guys, with where we're at with college athletics and gambling and the like, man, you've got to be transparent. I hope Billy Napier and his boys, I hope they know what they're doing, because the secrecy, nobody even knew DJ Lagway had a shoulder issue until about 6 weeks ago. And remember this, the Gators bowl game was a long time ago. Lagway played in it. He was limited because of a hamstring injury, not a shoulder. Anyway, I don't know. It smells a little bit in Gainesville around the DJ Lagway quarterback situation. I hope it's nothing. I hope it's just much ado about nothing, and the season is months away. But goodness gracious, you look at the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they are as transparent as you can get. They said Trevor Lawrence, he's had a second non-throwing shoulder surgery. He's going to be on a pitch count. They think he's okay. And then you flip to Gainesville. The word is it's a throwing shoulder for DJ Lagway. I think that's what it is. And the University of Florida is so cloak and dagger, so protect. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully that will work out. We will track the Masters. The Masters round one. They're about halfway through the first round. I'll jump on the leaderboard here in a moment to keep you updated on the Masters. Other things we will cover today. You know this is coming, and our show will never, ever, ever delve into a heavy political show. We don't want to do that. Sports is fun, man. We don't. Politics is for the other channels. Hey, go to the TV channels and the radio channels and streaming and podcast. Politics is not fun. Sports is fun, okay? But we're going to cross the line a little bit. The Gators win the basketball national championship. It hasn't been announced, but obviously Florida, the Gator basketball program, will make a trip to Washington, D.C. They'll go to the White House. And again, we will not get real political on this show. That's not what this is about. I do not want to bring this into everybody's world every day. Politics is stressful and real. Sports is fun. It should be fun. But I will say this. I'm a Trump guy. I like my man Trump. Are you like me? Have you thought ahead? You realize the Gators will go to the Gator basketball program, team and coaching staff and program will make a trip to Washington, D.C. They will go to the White House. How great is it going to be to see Donald Trump? Obviously, I would almost bet, and you can probably make a bet on this. Wouldn't you bet that, I don't know, it may be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month from now, when the Gator basketball team, the national champions, when they make their trip to the White House and Donald Trump greets the team and makes a few statements, at some point, how awesome is it going to be? You know Donald Trump's going to do the Gator Chomp. You know he's going to do the Gator. How great is that going to be? Donald Trump doing the Gator Chomp. And I've already thrown this out. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God a third time. The honorable, quote unquote, the honorable Corrine Brown. Thank God she is no longer in Congress. Let me bring Zach Rothrock, if you could jump on here. And I don't know if you remember when Corrine Brown, an infamous congressperson from our part of the state here, I don't know if you remember when, I think it was Florida's first, might have been, no, it was their second national title in football. They had won 2 in football, Zach.
I'm not familiar with this.
Did you never saw Corrine Brown, a sitting congresswoman representing the state of Florida? Florida had won the 06. They had already won the 96 national championship in football.
Mm-hmm.
They had already won. They were right in the middle of the 05, 06, 06, 07 back-to-back football. They won basketball. They won football again, and Corrine Brown, and this happens in Congress a lot. Obviously, we're talking Congress, right? United States Congress. This happens a lot. When a team wins a national championship from your congressional area, whatever state you're representing, Corrine Brown being a Florida congresswoman, it's kind of understood you can ask for a few minutes on the floor, right? On the floor of Congress, right? And generally people brag about their school. Hey, I'm Zach Rothrock from South Carolina. I just want to take my time and congratulate Dawn Staley and the South Carolina women. And you can talk and talk.
Not
right?
this year. But yeah, I get you.
But that's common. And Zach, I don't know if you had a chance to pull this up, but Corrine Brown, who is no longer a congressperson. Matter of fact, she might have spent a little time behind bars.
Yikes.
Right? But you never saw when she got her 5 minutes and said, let's recognize the Honorable Corrine Brown from the state of Florida. She has a proclamation. and she started talking about how the Gator football team, she was proud 2 days ago or whatever. And this was the Percy Harvin kind of Tim Tebow. You never saw that, how bad it was?
No, I'll be honest. I have spent the past 90 seconds trying to figure out how to spell this person's name. I have no idea how to spell this lady's name. I am pulling up a Korean congresswoman. I don't think that's how you spell it.
Corrine Brown. Well, let me back up, and I don't want to bury you here as a bad employee, but let me back up.
Well, I mean, you're talking about something from 2006. I was in the ninth grade when this happened.
If you'll quit talking, let me back up, and I want to apologize. I'm not going to bury you here, but I emailed you.
That seems kind of toxic. All right.
I emailed you a link to Rothrock. Okay.
I don't check that email. You should email my official work email.
Here we go.
That's my personal email. I don't check that one. I'll send you something from
it. Anyway, if there's any chance you could get on your Rothrock email, I did the work for you. I did it for you. And it's the Zach, it may be the funniest, sad. It's funny and sad, but my point is, I hope nobody put a camera in front of her.
Hey, hang on. Well, hang on. You're saying this lady's name like Korean. Her name is Corrine Brown. I know how to spell that.
Corrine Brown. Corr.
I don't think you say Corrine. Brown. I think that's Corinne. Corrine. Well, okay, we have confirmation.
Exactly. It's the most. Please God, do not put any camera in front of her. Okay. I'm not sure if she's out of prison yet. She may still be in prison. Oh, this is
the Go Gator lady.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have seen that.
Any chance we can play that at some point? How embarrassing. Anyway, you've ruined my whole set.
No, if anything, I enhanced it a lot.
Zach, you ruined it. Now, I want to ask you this, though. You do work in Gainesville. You do work in Jacksonville. You live in Jacksonville. You're around Gator Nation. Is it fair? I'm a little concerned the way the UF football program is keeping this Lagway shoulder thing that popped up out of nowhere, by the way. They're keeping it cloak and dagger. Here are the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. He just had a second non-throwing shoulder surgery. The Jaguars are so transparent. They're saying, hey, we get it. He's going to be on a pitch count. He's not. And keep in mind, Zach, when you throw a football, obviously the issue is with your throwing shoulder, but your non-throwing shoulder is very involved. Think about it. You're torquing your body. You're torquing your shoulder. Certainly, you want to monitor and break that in very slowly. The word is DJ Lagway, his shoulder issue is his throwing shoulder. And why is Florida so non-transparent? What are they
being very defensive about it?
Is there something there, Zach? Help me out. You do radio in Gainesville. Help me out. What have you heard?
I mean, I feel like there has to be something. They're being really defensive in the way they're hiding this. We brought this up last week about how Mark Long from the AP, he kind of brought up why is he not throwing, and then people from Florida have contacted him and they were like, it's not a big deal. Don't talk about this. Why are you talking about this? It's no big issue. So. And it obviously is an issue, though, that a 19-year-old is having issues throwing. I mean, you should be able to throw hundreds of balls a day at that age. There's something there. Now, it's just the question is to what degree is it an issue? Will it still be an issue in August, September?
And I get it. We're still 5 months, 4.5, 5 months away from real games. But, Zach, see, you hit it a moment ago. DJ Lagway, he had injury issues at the middle to end of last year. They were around his hamstring. Never once last football season did we hear that DJ Lagway had a shoulder issue. Never once, okay? So all of a sudden, the year turns, and we get into January, February. Zach, I think it was probably early March. We just started hearing about DJ having some type of throwing shoulder issue. I mean, what's the issue? Why would UF not say he heard it in a workout session in a weight room session in January? He slipped in the shower and fell on it. I mean, Zach, it smells right now in Gainesville to me. And I hope 4 months from now they're saying, hey, Terry, hey, all you broadcasters, it was nothing we told you. Zach, am I wrong? It smells right now that they are keeping this cloak and dagger.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the most likely answer to this and why they're being secretive and not wanting to come out and say it is that he probably does need surgery. And if he did the surgery, it would probably make him where he is unavailable for at least the, first portion of the season. And so they're probably trying to see if he could just play the 2025 season and get surgery after. But then if that's the case, so why not get it earlier? Yeah. I don't know.
And why not be transparent? If he does need shoulder surgery, number one, I need to know when he hurt it. Did he hurt it late November in a game? Did he hurt it bowl preparation? Did he hurt it in the bowl? Did he hurt it on his own time at home? And he was. I need to know when, and I think it's fair in modern sports. I think at this level, Zach, we're talking billions of dollars bet and stuff on these games. When did he hurt it? And Zach, you also, the University of Florida, Billy Napier on a press conference a week ago, he was talking about it very, very gingerly, talking about, okay, yeah, he's going to blah, blah, blah. He's going through mental reps. Okay, that's great. Mental reps is wonderful. You're saying he can't throw. You don't want him to throw. And then Napier started saying he used the H word. You know what the H word is, right? Holistic. They're going to he started saying maybe it's a injury that we can holistically, and I'm not down on holistic medicine. But if this son of a gun after this truly needs surgery, how the hell do you not have it in January? And you may say, well, the injury occurred in February or March. Well, then tell us the injury occurred in February or March. That's why, right? I mean, this timeline is starting to smell a little bit, my man.
Yeah, basically the latest story, the latest information I can see on this, there's a USA Today article published by writer Matt Hayes. And within that report, so within that report, it says that the injury goes back to his high school days. So, I mean, it's possible that it could just be something that just flared up at any point in time that was hard to detect and pinpoint exactly when and where it was. And it's something that, I mean, he's probably a pretty tough guy, 18-year-old, probably pretty, just wants to play through it. But it eventually compounds, and now it's something that he no longer can play through, and he can't get his good arm strength.
Hey, and I know Matt. I'm good friends with Matt. I love his work. I'm buddies with Matt. If his report there is correct, if it's from high school, how does the University of Florida, with their top-notch medical staff, how do they not identify it and say, hey, that's something we need to go in and snip and nip and tuck or what? I mean, the last thing you want to do, not that it's an earth-shattering issue, the last thing the University of Florida, Billy Napier, and the Florida football program wants to do is go into the August opener and have, if they could prevent it, why have DJ Lagway not participate in spring ball? I mean, and I get it. He's taking mental reps. I don't want to hear that. Don't give me he's walking through it. He needs to throw the football or get it operated on in January, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, 100%. And the time to get surgery, if he had an injury heading into his freshman year from high school, would have been that heading into his freshman year when you had, I can't think of Graham Mertz. When you had Graham Mertz, now you don't have that. Now if DJ Lagway is not available, you got to rely on Eden Warner. That's not where and so now it feels like they are going to try to go with just kicking the can down the road and trying to play this campaign. And I mean, meanwhile, you're getting hype like these lists are coming out, and I see them all over. Anytime I see a list, there you can pick and choose any of them. But I happen to choose one that has DJ Lagway at the top. I mean, he's getting hype everywhere, and so he's going to feel like he's got to play, and then there's going to be pressure on Billy Napier and the team.
Of that list that you threw up, very good work, by the way, and leave it up there. Of that list, there's DJ Lagway 1, and I want to highlight Carson Beck 10. Okay, the guys between 1 and 10, Sellers, Klubnik, Manning, you see them, but none of those guys, to my knowledge, have any type of potential throwing issue in spring ball. Carson Beck obviously got hurt late in the season at Georgia. Okay, I get it. He had the injury on late in the first half, but nobody else is cloak and dagger. Well, Arch Manning's not throwing in the spring, but I'm telling you, man, I hope this turns well for Napier, because if Lagway ends up missing some time early in the season because of a shoulder injury that isn't a new shoulder injury, man, oh man, good luck, because people are going to pile on and go, what the hell? You're at the University of Florida, Shands Hospital. What in the world? And they can't go by. Right now, Zach, I don't think UF football could backtrack and say, well, you may not have noticed it, but in the second quarter in Tallahassee against FSU, November 26th, he hurt his shoulder. No, the only injury DJ Lagway was referenced with was that hammy, right? The hamstring that took him out of the Georgia game. He missed a game or two. Man, I tell you, I hope this is not an undoing, and I hope this is much ado about nothing. But, Zach, am I wrong? You look at the pro team right up the road, Jacksonville, the Jaguars, they say, hey, man, Trevor Lawrence, non-throwing shoulder, second surgery. We're putting him on a pitch count. He's okay. And then you look in Gainesville, and, my God, they're protecting this. It looks like they've got the combination to Fort Knox, and they don't want to give it out.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the reason for that is because there is concern, and because they have, at some point, someone did drop the ball. Someone had like a screening malpractice, something of some sort. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm really just speculating here, but I mean, it feels like, I mean, just if there's nothing to hide, you just come out and say it, and you just come out and do it. So it feels like someone somewhere did something,
or if there was an issue. The bigger thing is not if there was something to hide. The bigger thing is if there was an issue 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, why did you not let us know that? I mean, and you may say, well, that's college sports, and this is no longer, that's college. This is high money leverage sports. If DJ Lagway on his first, let's say just after the season, whenever their bowl game was, whenever that they beat Tulane, whatever, blah, 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 whenever that was, if the next week just throwing around with buddies on the campus of UF or even at home, if DJ Lagway threw a pass and he felt a tear or a strain, well, tell us that. Tell us that.
Yeah,
because
got to be more vocal.
It's awfully smelly that he had no shoulder issues all season. It was a hamstring, and all of a sudden, 2 months ago, it was announced he will not throw at all during the spring. He will not, but he's taking reps, mental reps. I mean, come on, Zach. Come on.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough for. I mean, because he's still, at the end of the day, he's still just going to be a sophomore. It's going to be a sophomore season, so he needs the full offseason of training camp and more than just mental reps. Someone dropped the ball and someone didn't do the right
you
screening.
Would think somewhere, gosh darn, I hope I'm eating crow in a couple months or a month. But, man, you would think somewhere and again, I get it.
The support's just completely false, you know.
Yeah, and I get HIPAA and I get all this stuff, but these things make their way out. If there was a recent shoulder injury, none of us. Hey, let me tell you something. If next hour the University of Florida sends out a release and it says, "Hey, by the way, DJ Lagway, he's out for the spring. He won't play Saturday in the orange and blue little scrimmage. He really hurt his shoulder the third week of January. Well, you can't go back now because that should have already been reported. They've been cloak and dagger too much to say, I won't give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're covering their ass. No. Were they lying? Something? I don't know. I don't know, Zach.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to potentially just kick. I think they're trying to make it where he plays this season and do the surgery at the end of the season. But I mean, if that's what you're hoping on, you're really just hoping that everything goes perfect
that is,
all year, and you could
risky.
Yeah, and you could destroy his career if that goes poorly.
And Zach, I've heard that same theory that you just threw out. Okay, well, it's something that's it's been lingering. It's not terrible. Their thought process is, limit his pitches, get him through the season, go win some games, and next offseason we'll fix it. No, that is awfully risky. If you ask me.
Yeah, he can't do that. He's got too much talent. His ceiling's too high. Like he should play in the NFL for 10, 15 years. And yeah, you're putting too much at jeopardy just for a one singular college football season.
Totally agree. Hey, let's take our first break here of the Thursday. We're live. Beautiful. Man, the weather could not be. I say it all the time when we're here at Sliders. It could not be better weather. Here, I'm on the patio, as you can see, at Sliders. Indoor dining, outdoor dining. They'll have entertainment all weekend. It's just a fun place. And let me tell you about one of our newest sponsors. And we're always looking for new sponsors if you'd like to get involved on the show to promote your business, product, or service. We would love to talk to you. Feel free to drop me a message on any of the social media that you consume our show. I'd love to talk to you. But our newest sponsor, Norvelle Realty, they understand that buying or selling a home is the most important transaction that you're probably going to have in your life. It is a big deal. You don't need to take it lightly. That's why their team of highly seasoned real estate professionals is dedicated to providing exceptional personalized service for all of their clients. They take them great serious, all of the clients. They take great pride in relationships that they build and always work relentlessly on the client's behalf to help them achieve their real estate goals. Buying or selling, no matter what, go with the best in the area. Norvelle Realty, Lee Norvelle and his staff, they've been in business since 1986. That goes back a ways, folks. And that tells you that they have made a lot of the purchasing, buying, or selling transactions. They've done it right, and they've made a lot of people happy. You don't stay in business that long without making a lot of people happy. Norvelle Realty, whether you are buying, looking to buy, or selling, looking to sell, contact Lee Norvelle and his incredible staff, Norvelle Realty, since been in business since 1986. Their phone number, 904-388-4400, 904-388-9400. That is Norvelle Realty. One down, a long way to go. Off and running, a lot of fun stuff to get to. The Braves, we want to talk about different. The Georgia Bulldogs, boy, they took a hit with their basketball program. We'll talk about that as we come back, and we'll give you an update on the Masters. Day one, they're about 3/4 of the way through round one at the Masters. We'll tell you who's on the top of the leaderboard as they have a long way to go, but it's always good to get off to a good start at Augusta. That and a whole lot more. Terry Norvelle and you when we come back right here on the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jax.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jax Beach features all that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jax Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay, welcome back. It's a Thursday afternoon. That means I am set up live on the patio where I love to be every Thursday. Sliders Oyster Bar, our good friends here in Neptune Beach. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood on the menu, the best seafood, the freshest seafood. Don't forget now, I was, as we welcome back Terry Norvelle here, we hope to hear from Patrick Young in a little bit. We got Zach Rothrock as well producing. I was, what was this? It was 2 weeks, I guess 2 weeks ago, the Elite Eight. I went to watch Tennessee play. My buddy Jeff Kendall, big Tennessee fan. He lives just off of. He lives on Heckscher Drive, right on the river. And so I took the ferry, the Mayport ferry, and it's very simple. Just ferry over, boom. Once you land on the other side, you go about 1 minute, and you're at my buddy's house. So I do that a lot, and it got me thinking. I wanted to remind people, Sliders Oyster Bar, the best seafood, the freshest seafood you will find. Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach, the corner, you know where we're at. Sliders is historic and famous. Don't forget, Safe Harbor Seafood has their own restaurant right there at the Mayport Ferry, and also the you can buy in bulk from the Safe Harbor Market. So if you want to go in and buy and store stuff in your freezer, buy in bulk. They've got the Safe Harbor Market. They've got the Safe Harbor Seafood Restaurant as well, right there at Mayport. You can enjoy all the great seafood that you'll find here at Sliders Oyster Bar, the freshest seafood, the best seafood. I always say it, and I mean it, because I know a lot of people that will back it up. Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home. I'm on the patio and glad to be here. Zach Rothrock producing here on a Thursday. I wanted to get Zach to the Masters. Zach, are you a Masters gambler? I didn't do any Hard Rock gambling bets. Do you have anything going on gambling wise?
No, I stay away from the golf bets for the most part.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to get a few in, but I just didn't have. I didn't want to be rushed and just go bam, 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 and I just didn't have time to kind of look at it this morning before they teed off. So, but I do want to go over the leaderboard. So far, we're in obviously early round. It's starting to get late, I guess. Round one though, early in the tournament, late in round one. Right now, your Masters leaderboard looks like this. I'll go ahead and say Justin Rose is leading. He's 6 under today through 14. So he's playing 15. He's still on the course, but he is 6 under. If he can finish 6 under or better, he will be the leader. Right now, we've got 3 guys in the clubhouse. Corey Connors, 4 under for the round. He is shot at 68. He is done for the day. Scotty Scheffler, everybody's odds-on favorite. He also threw up a 68. He is in the clubhouse at 4 under. Tyrell Hatton is under, is 3 under. He is in the clubhouse. So, and Zach, it's hard to report golf scores in terms of the current leader or not, because again,
they're not all done.
You've got 2 guys in at 68. One guy was 69, but you've got Justin Rose out on the course at 6 under. But we don't know if he can finish it off like that. So, anyway, they will not get squirrely, I don't think. You look at tied for 4th, Roy McIlroy. A lot of people picked him. He's 3 under through 11. So he's on number 12. Got a few holes to play. And then there's a group in the clubhouse at 70. But Connors, Scheffler, and Hatton, they are in the clubhouse at 68, 68, 69. Justin Rose is threatening to throw even a lower score, but he still has some golf to play. He's on the 15th hole. He's 6 under, but he's on the 15th hole. So he's got Amen. He's, I guess, right in the middle of Amen's corner, right? I think Amen's corner is like 13, 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And so the Masters is the only major that Rory has not won at this point. So if he were to take the lead, that would be the first. Is that right? Am I following this right? Yeah.
He's looking, and what do they call that? A career Grand Slam.
Yeah, the career Grand Slam, not one season, but for the career, right?
Not one season, and I can't remember. Maybe you can look it up. Has anyone ever done the Grand? I don't think anybody's ever won the Grand Slam all in 1 year. I think some people have come close with 2, but
imagine
it's
it was
hard.
Tiger if anyone did.
And Tiger never won a season Grand Slam, right?
I don't think so. I'm not finding that anyone. Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones in 1930. You know Bobby Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 1930. Oh, Bobby Jones did it. Wearing a suit and tie. He's the only golfer to ever do it.
He did the single season Grand Slam.
Yeah, there was no Masters back then, but he won 4 majors.
I was going to say, because he was the architect of the course, right? He's the one that designed the Masters, and I think that was a little bit later. But, yeah, can you imagine winning all 4? How difficult all 4 majors in the same season? And, when you factor in, Zach, the type of courses and the weather, right? The time of year you play them and the weather, man, that's tough. You look at the Masters. It's in April. The Masters is known for their very, very, very fast greens. It's like a putting on cement. You go to now the PGA, and the Masters is at one course every year, right? It's the same course, Augusta National.
Yeah.
The PGA is now second since they reworked the calendar. But the PGA bounces around to different courses, right? So it bounces around. You may play a long course. You may play a short course. You may play a tight. So then coming up, in June, April is the Masters. May is the PGA. June is the U.S. Open. And the U.S. Open also bounces around to different courses. It's not at one course. The U.S. Open is known for, if you had to say one thing, one characteristic that the U.S. Open is known for, they always tend to have incredibly high rough. They make you penalized if you get off the fairway. If you hit a ball in the rough, the U.S. Open has always been known for this ungodly 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-inch rough. That's kind of their thing. Okay, so that's the 3. Now, and that's in June. In July, the 4th is the British Open. So everybody from our country crosses the pond, and you play. You watch the British Open, Zach.
Yeah.
They play on like 4 or 5. I'm not positive. They don't play on just one course. They're at St. Andrews and they're at True. So they bounce around like a circuit of 5 courses, but it's not the same one. But the weather over there is generally totally different than anything. You see it. It's gray and it's dark and it's rainy generally, right?
Yeah, every time.
I tell you, those 4 majors, they are a test of golf, aren't they? Because they give you a little bit of everything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And as far as career Grand Slams go, Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus each did it 3 times. Actually, they did a triple Grand Slam. 3 other guys, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jen Sarazen, have done at least a single one.
Yeah. Gene Sarazen. Yeah.
Sarazen. He played in the 1930s.
Yeah, a famous older golfer as well. But man, and it's kind of the same if you look at tennis. And we always talk. Yeah, it's easy to talk tennis and golf. They're considered elitist sports, right? Tennis, country club, you better get it right. Golf club. The tennis Grand Slam. I mean, you think about it. There's a reason it's so mapped out and it's so hard to do. You've got, and I don't know the order, but you've got Wimbledon, obviously the famous name in tennis. Wimbledon is played on grass, right? It's very manicured, but the surface in Wimbledon is grass. The U.S. Open, part of the Final Four, the 4 majors in tennis, the U.S. Open is played on asphalt, if you will, and it's considered extremely fast, right? Mm-hmm. The Australian Open, part of the 4 part of the 4 tournaments in the tennis, the Australian Open is played in January. It's the first one, but keep in mind, January.
Yeah, summertime.
Yes, well said. January in Australia is the heat of summer. It's not the heat of the United States summer, right? So it's tough to go over there if you haven't been acclimated to the heat. And obviously, I love the way the Grand Slams in both golf and tennis are purposely played theoretically on different courses, different surfaces, and different times of the year. You look at the Masters. You look at the Masters right now. Compare the Masters course, Augusta National. They only play on one course. The Masters is played on Augusta National every year. Compare the Masters course, Augusta National, to it's either 4 or 5 rotation British Open courses. I mean, the Masters, you could eat dinner off the fairway and not get dirt on your meal, right? It is the most pristine,
crisp,
beautiful. Now, you got to stay in the right area, but I mean, the Masters, the bunkers, there's white, there's the color white, and then there's the color of the Masters bunkers. They're extra white, right? They're pristine. Compare Augusta National, that course, to the British Open courses. It's rainy. They've got pot bunkers. They've got kikuyu grass. You can't even tell where's the fairway. Right?
Everything's dark. Yeah.
It's even now. You watch the British Open and you go, okay, they're giving me a high shot. Okay, I don't really know where's he supposed to hit it at. Right? Yeah, the Masters drives you right through the. You can see there's light green and there's dark green, and you can see the pathway from the tee box to the green. That damn British Open, you're like, are they just hitting into an open field?
Basically, on some of them, yeah, it's just like a body of water to the left, and then just like an open field for as far as you can see to the right. That's kind of all there is.
I'm glad you said a body of water. Also, Augusta National, the only real water is stuff they've brought in, or a little creek here and there. Those British Open courses, man, they're links courses played up and down the coast. They're on the coastline.
Yeah,
and it seems like the sun never shines in that area.
No, it's where the sun don't shine. It is.
It definitely is where the sun doesn't shine. So we'll keep you updated. We'll try and take our breaks and come back and give you updates on the Masters. It looks like the weather's just pristine. They had some bad weather earlier in the week. I don't know if you saw that. We caught, I guess it was 2 days ago, we caught some of that bad weather that came through Augusta, and I think it messed up a practice round or two.
Yeah, a little bit. It got in the way a little bit, but I mean, it looks like it's been pretty good for round one. We'll see how it holds up for the weekend. It was good for par 3 contest.
For a second. What were you saying? Go ahead. Repeat that.
No, you're good. I would have said it looks like it held up for the par 3 contest in round one.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it holds up for the weekend.
Did you see the was it Roy McIlroy's daughter?
Yeah. She was scared with how the crowd reacted, how loud it was.
I guess they said okay, sweetie. They lined her up, right? And they said this was the par 3, and you get just kids out there. It's a fun Wednesday. What did they say? I guess Roy, he said, just barely tap it. And just she tapped it. Did you think it was ever going to go in? I'm like, there's no way that's going in. And damn if it did.
It was dramatic. And yeah, the way the crowd reacted, it felt like she was scared. I'm thinking the noise is a bit much for her. I don't think she liked that. She's never going to want to golf again.
That must have been a 30-foot putt, though, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, when Dad can line it up for you and tell you exactly how to do it, and he can turn you into a golfer.
And the first thing I thought of, and Zach, I may have this wrong, but I think I've got this right. That was yesterday. Wednesday is the par 3, right?
It was, yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's light. It's loose. You can get your kids out there. They have a total different course for the par 3. They've got, right? It is
a different thing. Yeah.
Which led me to this. Thank God the par 3 course that they do on Wednesday before the Masters, thank God it's not one of the actual holes, because wouldn't you hate to be Zach Rothrock in the middle of trying to win the Masters, and you're on whatever hole, and you've got a huge putt from 30 feet, much like Roy McIlroy's daughter had. Wouldn't you hate to say, gosh darn, I lost the tournament because I 3-putted from 30 feet on 12. Oh, you mean the same hole that Roy McIlroy's 6-year-old daughter made?
Yeah, that'd be a tough pill to swallow.
What? Thank God they play that on a different group of holes.
Or even if you got a hole in one during the par 3 on Wednesday, and then you got a bogey on Thursday,
or vice versa. You're who is it? I guess Greg Norman was one of the more. A lot of people haven't won the Masters, but Greg Norman is famous for never winning the Masters. Can you imagine? Greg Norman looks up, he goes, "Damn, that 1989 Masters. All I had to do was 2-putt from 30 feet on hole number 17, and I 3-putted. But Roy McIlroy's 6-year-old daughter 1-putted.
He just tapped it in. Made it look so easy.
She did make it look easy, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I still want to go to that place. It looks Zach, when you're watching the Masters on a modern TV, okay, the high definition TVs.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it's fake when you look at the course and the fairway and the greens and the. Would you agree with that?
I know what you mean. It looks like a Windows desktop screensaver almost.
It really
does. It's just too clean,
pristine. It's almost like you're watching or looking at like a Rockwell painting or something. You're like, is this real?
And the flowers in bloom with the yellow making the logo.
And I know here with our tournament here in March, we in late March it came through, and we kind of say when the Players Championship comes through, that's kind of the start of spring. Well, yeah, sorta, but when you see that stuff on TV this weekend, you go, "Hello, spring, welcome," right?
Yeah. And then Jim Nance says, "Hello, friends."
How speaking of Jim Nance, how ticked off is he? He used to do the Final Four and the Masters every year, 4 days apart. He's since backed off the Final Four, but you saw him. He went
for his Cougars.
Yeah, he's a Cougar. He went to Houston, and he was in that crowd Monday when Florida broke his heart.
Yeah, that was tough, particularly just not even getting the shot off at all at the end. That's even worse than the. Yeah. Is that worse than the Jimmy Valvano, the don't box out, or is the where Houston lost that one, or is he just not getting a shot off at all? Is that worse?
I would say Houston not getting a shot off, because if I remember, and you can help me look this up, I think Houston went. I think I heard Kelvin Sampson say they did not touch the rim their last 2 or 3 possessions. They did not get a ball.
Yeah, it was a full collapse.
Yeah. So I think it's more the thing about the Jim Valvano with when NC State beat Houston in '83. I remember, I was a senior in high school watching the game. The thing I could live with if I was Houston on that game was the shot was so forced and so bad. I mean, who would think that any shot at the end of a game is going to be? He missed it. I think it was Derek Wittenberg. He missed it. He missed the rim by 2 feet. I mean, I can't be. The shot was so bad and so forced that I can't be held accountable for not boxing out such a bad shot. That shot was so bad that it was good for NC State, right? You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I think that's the answer. I do for that, because it was just and they had just come out of a timeout, and that was what they drew up. It feels like that's. I mean, you got to do better than that. It was just a complete choke job, and then to blow the lead. But I mean, Florida. I mean, they were the comeback kings. They were down by, I think, 10 points in 3 straight games. So
it was funny. You look at Florida all year, and they lost 4 games. They were 36-4. They lost 4 games, all conference games, all that made the tournament. So nobody upset. They didn't lose a horrible game. Everybody, including Georgia, who beat them. Georgia made the tournament. They lost, and you started seeing that though in January. That Florida team, they never blinked. I saw them play a bunch of games where they grinded out wins, and they never seemed to get rattled if the scoreboard was not good. They never seemed to get hurried. They just kept playing all year. I don't know how they did it. They just kept playing.
Yeah, and I think it was when they got that win in Auburn. I think that was a huge. That was a big. That was a confidence. That was okay. We are. I think they knew they were good, but then they knew that they had a chance to really go far after that. Though
it's funny. I pointed that same game out. I'm glad you pointed that game out.
That was a big
one. Looking back, I think that was February 8th. They go to Auburn. Auburn was on a 14-game winning streak. And remember then, Auburn was clearly the number 1 basketball team in the country. Even nobody was saying Duke. Nobody was saying Houston. Auburn had been number 1 for weeks. And that was also, I think, before Broom tweaked his injury a little bit.
Yeah.
Broom was being called the National Player of the Year, and Auburn was being called the clear favorite to win it all. And Florida rolled into Neville without Elijah Martin and without Henlockton. When Florida won that game, I had already been all in on Florida. I think the nation went, holy cow. This is one of those teams. Most people will say there's 3 or 4 teams. If you give me 3 or 4 picks, I'll tell you who's going to win the national title in basketball. That was when, don't you read that Florida said, we are one of those 3 or 4 teams.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it feels like that's when they began to really get national coverage, and people started to really look at them, and honestly, the conference as a whole is the premier conference in college basketball.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
agree. Now I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up again, Zach, and this really is a topic for 6 months from now when basketball season rolls back around. But I'm going to hammer this home. Zach, if the SEC office does something stupid, like saying, well, here's our basketball schedule for 25-26 next year. And, we had to kind of tweak it a little bit. Let me tell you something, Zach. Florida caught the bat, even though they won the national title, they caught the bat end of the stick on the schedule. You realize this. I think, Zach, you've heard me say it a bunch, and I think you know it. This past SEC basketball season, do you realize Florida played Kentucky one time in the regular season? The game was in Lexington at Rupp Arena. They didn't have a return game for the first time in a million years. They only played once. Florida played Auburn, the longtime number one team in the country, one time in the regular season in Auburn, no game returned in Gainesville. Florida played Alabama, one of the 5 best teams in the country most of the year, in Tuscaloosa, one time. No, hey, Zach, I'm going to be a mad blankety blank if the SEC does not. Next year, Auburn, Alabama, and Kentucky all should come to Gainesville. One game, no return game, right? They need to pay Florida back for that terrible schedule they gave them.
Yeah. When does the schedule get released?
It'll be 4 or 5 months because because they'll hold it for a while, and some teams have probably already got scheduled for the out of country tournaments, but a lot of these, when you go to the Bahamas or Maui, they'll hold that for a little while. But I'm telling you, the SEC better give Florida the benefit of the doubt schedule-wise. Those 3 teams need to come to Gainesville, and there should not be a return game. I'm telling you, if you're going to do this, because I saw that schedule earlier this year, and I went, holy cow, you only play Kentucky's a tournament team. You only played them once, and you played them in their house. You only played Auburn once, you played them in their house. You only played Alabama once in the regular season, and you played them in their house. That's tough, man. You better give that back to the Gators next season.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm completely ignorant to this. So do they not just do like they do in football, where they go like home and home, where they alternate every year? Because it feels like if they did, that's what they would do.
Well, here's the issue, Zach.
Yeah.
In basketball,
they play more games.
In basketball, yes, and you can't play. There are so many teams in the conference now, you can't play everybody home and home, or you would have they play an 18-game conference season. If you played everybody home and home, you'd have way more than 18 games. So you've got to have some games where you only play, you don't have a return game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I meant the next, like the following season, because typically, like in football, when you play, for example, Florida played Texas at Texas last year, so this year they're going to play in the Swamp.
Yes. Well, let me back you up. Where I'm going is, theoretically, yes, everything should be flipped. Yeah. But I could see the SEC pulling their shenanigans, which they've done. Ooh. Well, we've got a lot of teams this year that are going to go play abroad in November. So to massage the schedule, I could see the SEC doing some BS stuff. No. SEC, you owe Florida a home-only game against Kentucky. You owe Florida a home-only game against Auburn. And you owe Florida a home-only game against Alabama. And coincidentally, it's not my fault, those are 3 of the best teams in the conference. But Florida went on the road. Florida went on the road and battled all those blankety blanks. They better get it back next year, or I'm walking to Birmingham and we're gonna have a talk.
I really admire your ability to ride a tournament run in the SEC, a tournament run in March Madness, and still find a way to make you and the Gators the victims.
Well, let me tell you what a winner I am. I'm already thinking about back to back, and I want that schedule to be fair.
That's gonna be tough in today's age.
You shut your filthy mouth. I'm thinking back.
It is gonna be tough.
You know.
Will Oliver Rio be playing next year?
You know, we're up against the top of the hour. You're talking about the 7-9 kid.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Well, Zach, if you remind me, let's talk about that on the other side. Second hour is upon us here on the Young and Norvelle Show, Thursday edition. Beautiful. Boy, the patio is filling up. Indoor dining. The full-service bar is rocking and rolling. Julie's back there. Johnny Pop serving the oysters. And, of course, the outdoor, the putting green. The kids are loving that. Just a fun, great atmosphere. Spring and summer screams Sliders Oyster Bar right here in Neptune Beach. Back after this quick timeout for hour number 2 of the show.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jags Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brick's Jags Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Brick's Jags Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, the story as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle show here at Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach. I'm on the patio here. Perfect evening, perfect afternoon to be dining under the roof here. Fans everywhere, comfortable temperature, indoor dining if you want to do that, but everything's open air right here. Just gorgeous. Sliders Oyster Bar, the best seafood, the freshest seafood provided by Safe Harbor Seafood. Terry Norvelle here, as I said, here on the patio at Sliders. The story right now, and it's early, man. It is very early, about 3/4 through round number 1 in Augusta, the Masters. Justin Rose, my goodness. Justin Rose, giving you a quick update. He is 8 under par on the day. Obviously, first round, everybody's 8 under par, whatever their score is, through 16. So Justin Rose is on the course on number 17, trying to get through 2 more holes. He's 8 under par. So he's still on the course. Players that are in with big numbers: Connors, Scheffler, and Hatton. They are 68, 68, 69. You've got a couple of 3 guys at 70 that are finished, so they can't get any better. Nor can the 68, 68, or 69. Justin Rose, right now, he is a 4-shot lead over the guys in the clubhouse at 68. So he is looking to turn in a massive, massive number. We'll see if he can finish it off. He's got 2 holes to go. He's on 17 right now, and then, of course, has 18 to play. But Justin Rose right now, man, if he could just par in, he will open up a 4-shot lead and just put a ridiculous number. Now, Roy McIlroy is 3 under through 12, so he's on 13. He's got 5 more holes to play. But, man, it would be hard to get to that damn number. 8 under par, Justin Rose. Can he hold it through 18? Hell, can he add to it? You don't know, but Justin Rose. Connors in at 68. Scheffler, Scotty Scheffler, the dominant golfer the last couple of years, in at 68 in Augusta. And Hatton also in at 69. That's your leaderboard at Augusta National. So wanted to get that out there. Zach, you mentioned something as we went to break, and we were talking some Gator basketball, and Patrick Young may join us here for his insight. Nobody knows it better than him. I don't know if you were kidding around a little bit, but Gator basketball next year, we know Clayton is gone. We know Martin is gone. And we know Will Richard is gone. Okay, so that's 3 defections. They're out of eligibility. Florida has, I believe, I'm almost 100% confident they have signed 3 high school kids. So 3 and 3 equals 3, right? I mean, you only have, you got to free, before you can bring in portal guys and other guys, right? You've got to have spaces.
Yeah.
The Florida roster, right now, the biggest question with the roster for Florida, the defending national champions now, the big 4 front court players. What will all 4 guys do? And when I say the big 4, I'm talking Alex Condon, Thomas Houck, Han Logden, and Ruben Chinyalu. Okay, you're talking 6'11", 6'10", 7'1", and 6'9". That's your big 4. Those were your front court players. What will all 4 of those guys do? It would not surprise me if all 4 came back. Now, what do they do? Now, 1, 2 of them may go. You just never know. You know, a guy like Condon, he needs to play more basketball. I haven't played a lot of basketball. I think Condon's biggest issue is mental. He doesn't process the game quick enough. He hasn't played a lot. I think he's got all the physical skills. If you're a guy like Alex Condon and you've got to work on your a lot of people say, well, Alex Condon needs to come back to work on his game. Go back to college. Well, if you are getting reports that you're going to be drafted in the first round, if you've still got to work on your game, why not? Or I should say, a real consideration is, well, hell, instead of going back to Gainesville, can I work on my game all practice and all game? Yeah. Wait a minute. If I go to the NBA and I'm the 26th pick or the 21st pick or the 18th pick, I get to go on somebody's bench and be the 12th player, get paid an ungodly amount of money. And I think people forget that the back of the bench of an NBA team, they don't just show up tonight, 2 hours before game time and just sit on the bench. They play basketball all day. They have assistant coaches working on. You can work on your game and get paid handsomely. So that's the rub. You see where I'm going with that? Why not get paid? Yeah. So getting back to a long-winded answer about Olivier Rio, the 7'9" kid. I think my guess is all four guys come back in the front court for Florida. With that, Sam Alexis, who's a 6'8", 240 kid that was brought in this past year, he got hurt. He's a pretty good player. I don't see him sticking around, so I think he takes off. If he didn't crack the Big Four already, why do you think he's going to crack the Big Four next year? I would see Sam Alexis taking off. I'm not so sure the foreign kid, Klavshar, who can shoot a three-point ball, I think he would take off. So Florida may free up a couple scholarships. Now, you got to ask yourself, what do you do with the 7'9" kid? And Zach, have you seen him run around a little bit on the court? I've been at a practice, and I've watched him also on film. Have you seen the 7'9" kid move at all?
Somewhat, yeah. I saw him in the warm-ups, the opener that we went to against.
Sure.
Yeah, and I didn't honestly. I feel like I didn't see him again until I saw him cutting down the nets without even using the ladder.
Yeah. Well, I think we got Patrick on here. And
we do.
He can add his thoughts. Pat, we're talking about the big kid, 7'9". I saw him in Jacksonville warming up. I've seen tape of him over the year. I've seen him at an open practice. Pat, have you seen this? I'm trying to decide what's his decision. Does he stick around Gainesville? Does he feel like there's situational plays that he can
Isn't
play?
he technically a walk-on?
He is a walk-on. He is a preferred walk-on. Yeah. What are you thinking? I know this is not fair. I wonder what his thought process is and what Todd Golden's telling him. If the four guys come back, do you stick around or do you go transfer to Georgia Southern and play 35 games? Or I wonder what he does.
I don't know well enough if he can play. I think if he was able to play, he would have. I mean, he's a liability defensively. We know that for sure in terms of pick and roll defense, rim protection, and not so much, but pick and roll defense, it'd be a struggle. I don't know. What do you do if you're that kid? Why would you? You want to play, obviously, but you're at one of the best programs in the country right now. With four guys in front of you, that's what makes it tough. Four guys in front of you, potentially,
and they could all come back.
I can see him potentially getting spotty minutes here and there in the regular season, but in conference season, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I think, Patrick, if we back this up a little bit, and this is a question for him and his family and his handlers, what does he think his basketball future is? I mean, some people have probably told him, hey, Olivia, you're 7'9", you may be too big for the game and the NBA. Patrick, I'm very intrigued. If he bought in and said, Coach, I want to play a little bit next year, but I'm okay with situational playing. I would love to see him in situational play. such as ball goes out of bounds to the opponent, but you can't run the baseline. I would love to see Florida run him out and stand in front of the inbounder.
I don't think he's fast enough to keep up. Like he probably gets, if he gets misdirect, like someone jukes him, does misdirection, his recovery, you make up for it with the length that you have, but
yeah.
I don't know. I need to see his hand-eye coordination. I need to see his foot coordination a little bit better. How smart of a basketball player is he?
Sure.
I need a little bit more context before I can say.
But Patrick,
can he contribute in any kind of way?
Don't forget what I qualified that saying: not a made basket, a ball out of
dead
bounds,
ball timeout,
dead ball, and the inbounder cannot move. He has to.
Oh
say,
yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
He'd
be the best.
That only happens a few times, probably 4 or 5 times a game. Now, the problem is, Patrick, and I want you to address this. If you used him situationally like that, the opponent can only inbound the ball by not moving. It's not a made basket, and you can move the baseline. The problem is, it's great if you keep them from getting the ball. What happens when the ball gets inbounded and he's on the floor and you can't stop the play? He's got to go play defense,
Yeah, that's the scare.
It's intriguing.
But that'd be more like, his main job will be stopping it from coming in.
Yeah.
Making that really hard. So anything after that.
But if they get it in, he's got to.
Yeah, but if there's 5 seconds left, you wouldn't really be worried about after that,
Now
5-10 seconds left.
If there's 5 seconds in the first half or 5 seconds in the game, do you stick around the University of Florida just to be a situational guy like that, or do you go to Georgia Southern and say,
you'd have to burn a shirt, you burn a red shirt for that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued though.
Why isn't it in basketball like how it is in football? You can play up to 4 games before you burn that red shirt. I'm not sure if they have that in basketball.
Patrick, are you intrigued at all if he could get on the court next year, if he could get to his spot, the offensive spot? A lob pass. Is anybody going to be able to, if it's a lob pass?
All these things that you're saying sound so practical and easy, but I just don't think
the game doesn't.
I want to believe Coach Golden has tried to draw stuff up in practice for him, and it probably just hasn't worked. Because you don't take this, and they've said it like he's a project.
Yes.
On, unless you're like, he might be good in this situation or that situation, and you try him in practice, and you're like, not yet.
Well,
not yet.
And Pat, I love what you just said. I didn't hear you say it, but I almost could feel you say, Terry, you're drawing up these. He can stand in front of the inbounder, or he can go on the low block and get a perfect pass. Well, the game doesn't play out like that always. Right?
No, the first scenario is realistic, and stand in front of the inbounder, but that to be your only job, that's tough to be your only job. Hey, we just need you to be tall and make it hard on this guy trying to pass the ball.
And what we're talking about is, would he buy into being just a situational guy? He's already not played an entire year. The last thing you want to do is go a couple years. Would he be better off, Patrick, going to JU and playing the whole game, right? Send him to JU, right? And being a 7-9. Yeah, let's go to JU.
But the thing is, it would not hurt him to transfer, and then if they wanted him and he does well, he could transfer back.
Wow, I didn't think of that. Wow.
Right? Michi Johnson is coming back to South Carolina. Can you believe that?
No, I did not hear that. Are you serious?
He started at Ohio State for 2 years. 2 years is 1 year at South Carolina, 1 year at Ohio State, and now he is back.
I did
with
not.
The Gamecocks with Cocky.
That. Wow, that's good for South Carolina. He was a good player at South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know if the money got to him.
Yeah.
Or if being back home or Ohio State, because he was like their 6th guy when he would have been number 1 at South Carolina. And they still probably would have had a rough season, but they would have won more games than they did.
Yeah. I was surprised when I watched
Ohio State. They would have beaten Florida. That game, they would have beaten Florida.
With him, yeah, because he would have gotten the ball across that court. He would have.
Yeah, he wouldn't have turned it over 6 times in the last 5 minutes.
I remember watching Ohio State early this past basketball season, and when I remember that Mechie was there, I was so he didn't play a lot. I'm like, why? This guy can play, man. This guy can play.
Yeah, I want to say they went to Kentucky and won there.
I think so.
2 years ago. Yeah. That was a crazy win.
With them. Hey, I want to go back to what you just said, man. You just got me thinking. You said, what if the 7'9" kid, and obviously he's got a good relationship with Todd Golden. He loves Florida. He looked engaged. He really enjoyed the entire red shirt season. What if he went and transferred, and I'll just keep Georgia Southern out there. What if he transferred to Georgia Southern or JU and played a lot, got a lot of minutes, played, and Florida basically placed him there and said, hey, go play a little bit and come back. What if he came back after getting a year and kind of learning the college game? That wouldn't be terrible, would it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't be. I just humble brag. Tim Walton just shot me a text. My guy Tim Walton over there on the baseball diamond.
The
softball diamond, excuse me.
What do you say? Diamond. What do you want?
Oh, he's just checking in. Because he's friends with the guy Radley that has Radwear and did all those hats.
Right.
And he was trying to get one for me, which he didn't need to do. So I already had one. I can't wait, man. We got to make it to a softball game. They're really good.
All right, man. I
think they're number 3.
Yeah. Hey, if you could set it up on a weekend, let me know ahead of time.
On a weekend?
I've yet to go to a Florida softball game, and I love softball. I love college. It's a fun sport. Hell, I watched the hell out of the FSU beat Florida 4-0 in Tallahassee. They're good. Softball's a fun game, man. I want to go to the new station. I haven't been yet. Have you been over there yet?
No, I haven't. Not the new one. Mm-mm.
Yeah, well, that's nice. I also did you tell me you can't buy Gator Boy hats or visors? They're not. Or what,
you can buy you can buy them through the alumni design. Alumni design. No, Radwear they don't have a license, so they've been just giving those hats out free.
So how do I buy one to wear?
I'll send you the link. It's like alumni design or like ufalumnidesign.com or something like that. They have a bunch of really cool stuff, a bunch of really cool, like unique Gator merchandise that, is a little bit different. It's good. Yeah. They're all good stuff. It might not be everyone's cup of tea in terms of style and maybe being loud here and there, but I went through their website and I'm like, oh, I would buy that. I'd buy that. I'd wear that. I'd wear that. Yeah, it was a lot of those.
That damn Gator Boys hat you got, man. You got a baseball hat, white, and I love one of those or a visor. I like white hats and visors. I just think they're crisp. They look good. And then Patrick, I get a white hat on. I get a white hat on. I get all tanned up, as bronze and beautiful as I am. I put a white watch on, dude. My teeth pop off, man. Pat, it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing here with me.
Are you careful with spraying? Is this a Panther time when you're doing that? Is this a is that too much? Is that too much? Where the women are like, it's almost annoying that she wants you so bad.
It might be too much. I want to give them a chance. Right? I got to give the ladies a chance, right?
I feel exactly. Right. I'm on your side, brother. I'm on your side.
Hey, my man. I want to ask you one more thing before this segment. The Masters going on right now. Justin Rose is really tearing it up. Historically, have you been a guy? I love watching the Masters, particularly Sunday, the back nine at the Masters. I know your dad's a big golf guy.
That's all he wants. My dad, he will not on his own watch any other sport but golf, which is a shame.
I love it though, man. He loves him to golf. Are you a guy? Do you appreciate Augusta National, and have you watched it over the years? I love the Masters. Man. Sunday, the back nine of the Masters is nothing better, man. It's great.
I think when I'll have it on. I want to know what's going on. I want to see it, and it's always great that golf lines up on the weekends. These big tournaments where, especially Sunday, you go to church or whatever, you can just hang out and see how it finishes up. I just think it's just so weird, man. Still with some of the live guys, that they don't compete in certain tournaments, and hearing man, they made so much money. There's no competition for PGA Tour with that, right? There was no competition.
Hey, don't look now, but here comes Rory McIlroy. He's 4 under. He's through 13, so he's still on the course, 4 under. Justin Rose.
Pretty good first day.
Yeah, Justin Rose is leading. He's 8 under through 17. So Rose is
what a great first round.
It's nice. He's on 18, but he's 8 under. You've got Connors and Scotty Scheffler in the clubhouse. They've got 68. So Justin Rose, if he can at least par 18, he'll be, unless Roy does something stupid in his last few holes. Justin Rose.
I can see Roy coming away with the birdie, at least one more birdie, 1 or 2. Woo. Justin Rose, 8 under at the start, man. Woo, that's a great start.
He's on 18, 8 under, trying to take the lead into the Masters. And man, Pat, I don't know if you've been around the TV. I've been in and out doing meetings and stuff. Man, there's not a whole lot prettier on a, what do you call those TVs? The real nice high definition. There's not a whole lot better to watch on a high definition TV than any shot from the Masters. That course is.
I won't disagree with that at all.
Pat, it doesn't look real, does it? I've never been there.
Yeah, it doesn't look real. I can't disagree with that at all. I can't give you no pushback on that. Watching the Masters on high def, those shots where they do the 4K with the players in the end zone, they're almost kind of freaky because it seems man, is this guy like right here? Is he here? But yeah, the Masters gives you that feel, and it's just natural. But that's what you should expect. I mean, how much do you think it costs to become a member there? $300,000, $400,000, $5, maybe $500,000.
I'm not even sure if the dollar price is crazy high, but you've got to get invited. You got to be the guy that they say we will let you into Augusta National, right?
And then I think, and then it's possible. I know some golf courses, they make it so you have to have a house on their property or you're going to be building one. And then it's not only your entry fee, then you got your crazy monthly fees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as a rich man, hopefully to be one day or to have, if I were to ever have that much money, I don't think I'd rather spend, and I love golf. Like have the idea of being a member at a course is great, but I'd much rather spend all that much money traveling or other like golf is great, but man, does it require that much money to, like, goodness gracious, man. Wow. God, over a little white ball, hitting a little white ball with a stick in a hole.
Yeah.
Obviously it's way more complicated than that, but that just puts things in perspective.
Hey, wouldn't you love to see the list of people over the last 3 or 4 decades that have, people now that have reached out to Augusta National and said, hey, I want to join your club. And they've got the money. But, again, Augusta National.
Could you imagine turning down like Denzel Washington?
Exactly.
or turning down President Trump if he wanted to become a
Denzel, we need you to write a 200 paragraph. Why do you want to join our club?
My gosh.
Hey Pat, you brought up. We're going to keep it here for a little bit, Pat, if you don't mind. You brought up President Trump, and I've got a topic I haven't gotten to yet. I want to throw this out. Obviously, winning the national title, the Florida men's basketball team will get invited to the White House. That happens, right? They're going to get invited to the White House. How cool, and I don't care what side of the political world you're on, how cool is it going to look when Florida goes to the White House? At some point, Donald Trump's going to do the Gator Chomp. He's got it, right? How cool is that going to be? That's going to be great. You know he's going to do it if he's talking Gator basketball in front of the entire team and organization when they're at the White House, and they'll go obviously in a month or two probably. How cool is it going to be to see Donald Trump do it? Oh, I can't wait to see that. I think we lost Pat. I want to hear his comments. Zach, what are your thoughts on that? How cool is it going to be to see Donald Trump doing that? It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, do you think they all show up?
Yeah. Pat, go ahead.
There's no way I wouldn't show up. I wouldn't care. I respect the presidency and just the office so much that I would not disrespect it in any kind of way like that. Like, that is such an honor to be invited there.
Absolutely.
Like, I think it's so petty to not go.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because sports means so much for our country. Sports unify us.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But isn't it going to be cool?
You make it political when you don't. Oh, but just imagine him Gator chomping. The number of T-shirts that are going to be made, and hats, and oh my gosh!
And to be fair, if Biden was still in office, how funny / cool would it be to see old Joe Biden doing the Gator chomp?
He do it too. Yeah, that'd still be pretty cool. That'd still be really cool to have someone of that level of importance in the world. Inviting a sports team over and their brand gets all that, and I'd be sickened if it was a Florida State chomp or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this before we go to break. When the Gator team goes to the White House, and they will, that'll be a great honor. And I may be talking above Patrick, your age group, and Zach Rothrock. Please God, no matter what, thank God Corrine Brown is not still in Congress. Do you remember when Corrine Brown did she got her 5 minutes on the floor. She was a congressperson at the time. And she paid homage to the Gator football team. It was a disaster, her trying to talk about football. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. No, you sent the video and the email. I didn't see it. I watched the other one. The Kevin Harlan one. That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. Hey, we won't talk about it until you see it. You've got to watch the Corrine Brown. I guarantee your mom and dad remember it from 06.
When we take a break, I'll put it on since you got the link for it. So accessible.
And the one I sent you has what do you call it when they put the script on the
caption? It's got captions.
Yeah, it's got caption. But what you're going to watch, Patrick, and we'll try and play it when we come back, what you're going to watch literally happened. Corrine Brown was a congressional representative in Jacksonville, in Washington, D.C., one of the representatives. And it's kind of commonplace when a state has a championship, the representatives from that state, they get to say something. It's kind of perfunctory, but they get to talk about, hey, the great congressman from Michigan wants to recognize the Michigan Wolverine, right? So Corrine Brown got her 5 minutes. And you're going to love it, Pat. Watch it during the break. We'll try and talk about it on the other side. Wrapping up a Thursday edition. We got about a half hour left. Stay with us here. The Young and Norvelle show continues. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you live at Sliders Oyster Bar.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnikBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, back we are here, slowly starting to wrap up a fun Thursday edition of the Young.
Well,
okay.
Terry has.
Are we back and rolling?
Terry has dropped out on the Young and Norvelle show. It is just Patrick and I at the moment.
I'll put my video on.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
There he is. Yeah. So Zach, I just watched it. It's you're back here at the Young and Norvelle show on a Thursday. This is so small. This is a Sliders Thursday. Yes, I'm almost home. I am pulling into the driveway right now. For those of you wondering. I don't like to have the camera on or FaceTime and drive when I'm driving. But, you know, this is the time the show was on. But anyways, Corrine Brown, you'll go back 16 years ago seeing the video. And I'll say this, though, because we need to play it for our listeners here.
Chair will recognize Mrs. Corrine Brown.
She's trying to make her look like the way that she, and look, don't get me wrong, the Gator, Urban Meyer's offense, not defense, offense. It's funny, and she had her facts right. It's just, you know, when she first started trying to say all these things so technical, that's where she was messing up. Zach, while we're trying to get Terry, it's not a bad idea if you have that video to put it on.
Chair will recognize Mrs. Corrine Brown, the gentlewoman from Florida, for 5 minutes.
This play is really small.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's what she said.
I rise today to congratulate my University of Florida football team for winning its second NCAA BCS Championship Bowl game in the last 3 seasons. Go Gator. I want to congratulate the University of Florida not only for being the best academic school, but also the athletic school in the country. Their 24-14 victory over Oklahoma Sooners showed off team spirit, sportsmanship, and one of the best defense plays that I've seen. They held the team, the highest scoring offense, to just 14 points. The Gators once again came back to prove that the University of Florida season was no fluke, and the Florida Gators are again a championship team that have made history. Congratulations to the great players. And
all right, Pat, did you happen to hear that or see that a little bit? Or Zach? One of you guys?
Yeah.
Terry?
Yeah, we got Patrick. You don't hear Terry?
Pat, were you able to hear that and watch that, Corrine Brown?
No, I don't hear Terry.
Oh, I hear Terry. Yeah, well, we were able to watch it and see the Gator.
And that wasn't anything fake. That's Corrine Brown, who was a congressperson out of the state of Florida. Obviously, her district was Jacksonville, North Florida, and she got her 5 minutes when Florida won a national title. Please, God, keep cameras away from her this week, okay? Pat, Zach, that was legitimate. That wasn't fake. I mean, you know, it wasn't just the pronunciation. It was, she knew she asked for time to be on the floor of Congress. Don't you and your people, she didn't know sports. She didn't, I mean, it was terrible, right? and how do you say go Gator? Not go Gator, it's go Gator. She said go Gator, Patrick. Go Gator. Gator. Yeah. And yes, I guess little S on that. But she's a UF grad. You know, you got to know it's the Gators. Okay. I don't know, Pat. Hey, Pat, I want to give you I want to get to a story real quick. It's a college baseball story, okay? And how about this, Pat? We had a game on Tuesday. You had 42 games against 99, okay? So far, so good, right? 42 versus 99. Yeah. Division III college baseball. You had Lehman College in the Bronx. They had lost 42 games in a row.
Yep, 42 games in a row.
They took on this past Tuesday Yeshiva College in Manhattan, Division III baseball. They had lost 99. So you had
99 games.
And Zach, I want you to jump in here too. Zach, we had a college Division III baseball game, 42 in a row losing streak against 99. Thank God, number one, they played each other. And guys, they played a doubleheader, and guess how it ended? The perfect participation trophy. One team won one game, and one team won the other.
But the team they hit 100 losses before they got their first one.
That's right. The team with 99 in a row, they lost the first game Tuesday of the doubleheader, so they got to 100 losses in a row. Then they won the second game. So both teams, Zach, participation trophy. Both teams got to win. Oh,
now is it potentially possible that they reached some sort of a gentleman's agreement and agreed to swap victories and losses?
You know, I like
baseball is too hard to do that.
You know,
I feel like baseball is too hard of a sport.
So the first game was 7-6. The team with 99 losses lost that game to 100, and then the second game was 9-5. But I like where Zach's going, man. It's like, dude, we've got 42 losses and we got 99 losses. We're playing a doubleheader. We're both Division III teams inside New York City, dude. Can we both split this doubleheader and everybody's happy, Patrick? Everybody's happy.
Dude, I'm just thinking about the coaches, man. Like, oh gosh, how do you keep your team morale up? And oh man, and that's just so much. How do you keep it? Yeah, how do you keep your job? That's the big one. How does he still have a working job, a functional working? Both of these guys. Yeah, obviously that's it. This will never happen in Division I or Division II because those guys will be out of there.
Now, you guys, Patrick Young and Zach Rothrock, you guys may be saying, well, wait a minute. If there's one school, Division III, on Tuesday that had a 42-game losing streak, and they played another team, Division III baseball, that has a 99, that's got to be the longest streaks in college baseball, right? Not so fast, guys. How about this one?
Are you serious?
How about this one, Patrick and Zach? Caltech, California Tech, from 2003 through 2013, what is that, about 11 years? They lost 228 in a row.
They're about to take my truck.
Damn. 228.
228
in a row.
What was the record?
The Caltech, 2003 through 2013, they lost 228 games in a row in Division whatever baseball. How bad is that? Pat, how do you not drop the program after 100?
Yeah,
150?
That's multiple generations of classes of freshmen through seniors coming through and never tasting victory.
Never. Patrick, how do you not disband the program after 150 losses in a row? 200 losses.
That's almost as bad. Like, when you wish, like, what was the baseball team in Alabama that like lost their program and all that? Like, a school like that to get another chance. Like, if you're losing that many games, it's almost like, dang.
Whew.
Do we need to end our baseball program or whatever?
Yeah.
Do we need to stop?
It
doesn't seem like it's good. My little dog, she loves standing by the fence when I get here.
Nice. 228 in a row. All right, Pat, since you're home, I'll leave you with this. I'll let you get out of here and we'll close up the show in a few minutes. Did you hear, not unexpected, but Asa Newell, the really good college basketball player at Georgia, he's leaving Georgia, leaving Mike White. He's heading to the NBA. Right. Boy, that's a tough blow for Georgia and Mike White. He was a nice player, man. He was a good player.
One of those Montverde kids, man.
Yeah.
With a Cooper flag. So not surprised at all. Man, it's crazy. They're gonna have like 3 or 4 guys from that high school team drafted this year.
Yeah. And play multiple years. Multiple years in the NBA. All right, mate. Since you're home.
How about this? I got one for you. Before we leave. How about Luka going back to the Mavs and the fans last night? Fire Nico, fire Nico. Nico Harrison's they made the most agreed. The trade obviously was a surprise, but is that the trade was so bad that all they got was Anthony Davis? They should have gotten Austin Reeves. They could have gotten Dalton Connect. They could have gotten something else from them, and it's just so short-sighted. The NBA is so weird, man.
It is.
Like, what's the name got fired? Malone just got fired, and they're like in 4th place.
I know.
I don't understand. And not only in 4th place, they won a championship, didn't they? 2 years ago.
I think so with Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have you brought up Luka? We'll let you go in a second. Did you see, what was it, 2 days ago? The Lakers are playing.
Oh yeah.
In Oklahoma City.
Ridiculous.
And there was some heckler behind the Lakers bench, and supposedly he was giving Luka hell, just all over him. Did you see what happened late in the game? Luka made a big shot, And Lucas swears he turned around and he said he said some expletives, but the referee threw Luka out of the game, but Luka was going, no, I was talking to the fat tattoo guy. He said, Patrick, he called him the fat tattoo guy, but he got thrown.
Is that what he said? The fat tattoo guy?
Yeah, but the ref said, no, you were talking.
I didn't realize that. You hear that, Mom?
Talking to the fat
so
tattoo.
Luka got thrown out the other day
of a
Lakers game, but he was saying something to the fan. The referees are not allowed to give you a technical foul for messing with the fans. And Luka knocks down the shot.
Yeah.
He looks in the direction of this fan, and the referee happens to be in the same area, but he's talking to the fan, and the ref gives him a second technical and throws him out.
Of the game.
And he's like, I was talking to the fan, the fat tattoo guy over there.
and why didn't he throw him out?
Oh, okay. I mean, he wasn't being PC with what he was saying.
Oh.
I'm sure he wasn't being PC,
I think Luka admitted, he said, man, I was saying some bad words, but it wasn't at the referee. It was at the fan who'd been giving him hell the whole game. But that referee said, "The hell with that, man. You're
right."
out.
Like, yeah, make a rule. Yeah, that's so dumb. Like for the players not to be able to, here and there chirp back with the fan. Like for one part of it was cool. Those fans that pay so much money, they get to be that close to the players.
Yeah.
They get that opportunity. But like you can't expect, especially if fans have been very disrespectful to guys in the past.
Yeah.
And like have gotten kicked out. So I don't know. That's
Patrick Young.
I think there is a bit of an ego thing that's happened to officials, but I mean they have a hard job, man. The players are up their butts the whole game. Every game, players are up their butts nonstop.
All right, Patrick Young, with your mother near you, and she can hear this, I'm going to ask you a question. Patrick Young, in your 4 years playing high-level college basketball at the University of Florida, Patrick Young, did you ever get a technical foul?
Yeah.
Do you? What happened? Did you deserve it? Were you talking too much? What happened?
I've gotten thrown out before.
What?
I've got one. I've only gotten thrown out of one game.
What? Well, talk about it. What?
It was my first year in Turkey, and I went up for a dunk, and I thought the guy fouled me. They didn't call a foul. I'm like, man, crap, blah blah blah. Tech there, whatever. Trying to stay cool. Happens again, and I just go off. Todd Golden swinging my arm. That's ridiculous. And I'm sure I said a bunch of bad words at that time too.
Did you say any bad words?
Yeah, we lost that game.
Patrick,
I'm sure I did. I won't deny. I don't like to curse. I don't curse a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just a value I try to hold, especially being on TV a lot and having a certain type of image you want to put out.
Yeah.
Power to the people that can, like Pat McAfee that can get paid to curse on TV. Isn't that something? But those are never your proudest moments. You don't look back and say, I want to go. Thanks, Mom.
Did you ever get close to a technical foul in the SEC when you were at Florida?
Yeah, I got plenty. I got texts in the SEC.
You did?
Not a lot. I didn't get a lot, but I probably got in my 4 years, maybe 5 or 6.
Was it from talking dirty, bad language?
Probably.
Patrick,
anytime you're like going to question a ref or something, they're gonna be up there. They don't like, especially in college, they really don't like that. They really don't like, being shown up by a kid, which I get it. It's we do need to bring back honor, respect, and authority.
I agree. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
that. But I think there's a way. There's always, communication. There's always a way to get your message across without being disrespectful.
Yeah,
I think so.
Hey,
And then
Pat,
you gotta let then you trust your coaches to take care of the rest.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, as we let you go, buddy, and we're 2 minutes away from getting out of here ourselves. We'll be back tomorrow at 4:00 on the Friday edition of the show. You and I have harped on this all season long. I certainly hope come around probably late September, early October, when college basketball really starts getting back in the swing, Pat, don't you hope, as I do, even if they don't figure out a true answer, college basketball has got to figure out something with the replays. It was the biggest negative of the year, I thought. It choked games out, didn't it? It choked
Oh
the
my
game
gosh,
out.
Terry. Couldn't stand it.
Oh.
Could not stand it. I don't know, because you want the guys to get all these calls right.
Yeah.
But some of them, man.
Way too many plays. Way too many. Patrick, I hope this.
I think some of the worst ones are on the incidental contact fouls where an elbow hits on accident or something like that.
And off they run to the screen. I hope this, Patrick, the next time we see you on SEC Network, the next time we see you, Patrick, on SEC will be probably a preview show, right? I hope you guys, one of the topics y'all are talking about are the new changes they're at least going to try in college basketball with the replays, because reviews, it was terrible. All right, Pat, I'll let you go, buddy. Good job as always. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Thank you.
And we'll get together on Friday, 4 to 6, the next edition.
All right, my guy. I'll catch you tomorrow.
That's my main
man. Go Gators.
Patrick Young. Go Gators. Sporting it as well, and he deserves it. He came so close multiple times at Florida to winning one, and I know he's reveling in the Gators winning their third national title earlier this week. What a fun run for the Gator basketball team. That'll wrap it up. I want to thank everybody that made this show happen. Of course, our good friends here at Sliders Oyster Bar all weekend long. Perfect weather. They will have entertainment on Saturday, Sunday, outside on the patio, indoor dining, outdoor dining, patio dining, whatever you choose. The best seafood, the freshest seafood. You will find it right here at Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach. That'll do it. For my main man, Zach Rock producing, of course, Patrick Young, I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk tomorrow, 4 to 6, the final Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine-in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation, pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC.